This is amazing. Great. Thank you so much. I've never heard you speak. I've known you for many years. But that was amazing. And the speed, guys, which I mentioned in the beginning. I went to Silicon Valley in 1982, okay? And Steve Jobs had just created a computer. Then Larry Ellison created a database and so on. But everything seemed to move at snail's pace compared to what is happening now. So all I can tell you with this AI 100 list is maybe in 6 months, there might be a new AI 100 list. But in order to launch it, I want to get Akrit with Activate, and where's Pari with Zinnov to come on up here, and we're going to launch this report. It was a collaboration between Zinnov, Activate, and Indiaspora to do the report. And I think we're going to unveil the report if somebody can bring that up here. As you're doing that, I'm going to ask you guys a question each. Right? Let's look at the report. Okay. And
the physical manifestation of the...
Oh, physical, okay. This is a physical, this is for a photo op.
There's even a ribbon on it. You guys can share this.
Okay.
Don't worry, there's a digital version. Everybody a book to take home and read this.
So let me ask you some questions as we keep this. Here is the 100. If you want to take, Sri, you want them to take pictures?
Pull out your cameras. Everyone needs to take the photo of this. You can scan the report, but also take a picture of the slide itself. First, we're going to show you the report so you can download it. And then we're going to show you just the startups themselves. So everyone scan. Yes, I'm also going to scan right now.
Yeah.
Don't turn it off, please, until I scan. 1 second. Yeah. Okay, everybody got it? I got it. Okay, now can we see the
let's
other
go
slide?
back to the list.
Let's go back to the
question for Akrit, if we go back to the list. How many of these companies will be there in 6 months on this list?
Let's see. I think at least a 50%, right? Which actually, if you think about it from a top 100 list in 6 months, is not that much. Like, you would expect them to be around for a long time. So here's the funny part, MR, when you first called me about this. We published, as our firm, we published a top 75 list in November. So we're 5 months out. This is at least 50% different. So in about whatever, exactly 5.5, 6 months. So yeah, I do think, we're going to see a similar pace of change in the next few months.
Wow. That's a prediction that we'll monitor in 6 months. And Pari, over to you. How much money have these guys raised? You must have done some analysis being at Zinnov. You're always analyzing and have data. So talk about the numbers, the stats.
Yeah. So we looked at around 3,000 plus companies to choose this 100, and that was hard. So very high quality companies. And just this 100 companies have raised over around $3 billion.
This list has raised over $3 billion.
Yeah, okay. And then the other interesting thing we found is around 45 companies have raised anywhere between 5 million to 50 million. Some of these are going to become unicorns in the next couple of years. So that's a pretty exciting thing happening.
And like Ray was saying, these probably companies have 5 or 10 or 15 people, right?
Exactly. There's much smaller companies. Revenue per employee is much higher compared to the last wave, which was on the SaaS wave.
Awesome.
I just wanted to add something as we wrap this up. When I first built my business, which was called Haptic back in 2013, forget about top 100, I think there were 4 AI companies overall in India. 2 years back, when we were investing and seeing what's on the ground, there was maybe like 50 overall AI companies or startups in India. To your point, they looked at 3,000 in just 2 years to come up with this top 100 list. So that for me is, outside of this top 100 or whatever, that for me is the victory, for the lack of better words, which is that in such short amount of time periods, we're seeing Indian founders build homegrown companies. Also, MR, I know this is a topic we talk about a lot when we mention homegrown. Yes, a lot of the companies over here are now going global, building for the US, but the center of gravity, which is the founders and the core teams, are very much in India. A lot of them here in Bangalore. So that's just something to take home as we think about the numbers.
What percentage, Pari, are Bangalore-based? Do you know?
Yeah, the top 100, 60% of the companies are based out of
60%.
Bangalore, a very
Wow.
large number. And another,
You know, I am from Mumbai, so if this was another city, they wouldn't be clapping right now.
Akrit is moving. But the same
this,
thing, like Silicon Valley, right? 60% are from...
exactly. You look at this ecosystem, right? There's three parts. The government support, obviously, that's the number one. Second, you have the largest tech services ecosystem in the world. You have the large global capability centers across verticals. You have domain capability, who knows how to take this AI capability into the customers using the tech services and the support from the government. It's all lined up really well for the agentic AI and AI startups in India.
We have a running joke amongst just people who are in the startup and VC world in AI, which is, forget Bangalore, AI of India is two neighborhoods, which is Indranagar and HSR.
But no, this is fantastic. The other thing is, with this list, we'll track it. We'll track it over time. And can we get the list back? I want to say, how many of these companies are in the audience? Let's see if they're busy working or attending a conference. Any of you guys here? Good, you're going to be in the next list.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I actually, it's a great, again, over the weekend while we were finishing this up, I called like 5 or 6 founders. I'm like, hey guys, we're going to do this, we're going to show up. Like, no. We're too busy with working.
So no, this is this, but there's going to be a breakout session with the venture community and so forth. I know there's 3-4 different segments of audience here, right? We're going to address all of that. Pari has work around the GCC. You're going to have a session. There's going to be a session on funding for all the AI startups that are here. There are also a lot of CIOs and CXOs. We'll be doing something with them. And of course, there are a lot of venture capitalists and angel investors in the audience. So please reach out to them and we'll go from there. Thank you, guys.
Great, thank you.
Thanks
Back
so
to you,
much.
Sri.
Thank you. Before they leave, gentlemen, because of this line, can you tell us what is hidden? What is that blue one under healthcare with see the right there? In the third one, what is that?
That's DOZE.
How do you spell that?
DOZEE.
Okay, and then this one here?
Entropic.
Spell it?
ENTROPIK.
Okay, very good. All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Yeah, he's done his homework.
Yeah.
That's all I do.
Thank you.
Thank you.